Alright, here I am with explanation 3, going to explain reference angles and why they're important. Alright, so every angle that is non-acute, so let's say it's less than 0 degrees, and so negative angles and angles that are greater than 90 degrees. Alright, we're going to place them in the unit circle. This unit circle will allow us to find the sine, cosine, and tangent of those angles. But in order to find them, we have to understand the importance of having reference angles. Reference angles will allow us to get those trigonometric functions for these non-acute angles. Okay? So we can see here in our unit circle here, what is a reference angle? The reference angle is this dotted line here. So it's I believe it's the terminal side of theta perpendicular to that x-axis. So we have this side, it's perpendicular to this x-axis, this quadrant, draw here, third quadrant here, fourth quadrant here. Okay, so once we have those reference angles, we can find them with for different values here. So from here we have 5 pi over 4. Our reference angle will be pi. Okay, so from here we draw a perpendicular line to the x-axis. Okay, and from here this angle here will be pi over 4. Okay, so all we're doing is subtracting from this angle here until we have an angle between 0 and 90 degrees and must be positive, because every reference angle must be between 0 and 90 and must be positive. So from there we can see that this lies in quadrant, in the third quadrant, which means cosine values and sine values will be negative. So from here we find the cosine of pi over 4 and the sine pi over 4. Okay, so we know that our pi over 4, or the cosine of pi over 4, will be what is it? Cosine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2, and the sine is square root 2 over 2. Okay, but since we're finding, once we find that, I plug them in here, and they be negative, because once we have that, find the values for this 5 pi over 4. So it would be cosine of 5 pi over 4 is negative square root of 2 over 2, comma, negative square root of 2 over 2. Alright, same with let's say if we had multiple rotations, 510 degrees, draw a perpendicular line down. Okay, we have to, this would be a reference angle in here. 510 minus 360 is 150. All right, 180 minus 150 is 30 degrees. Find the cosine of 30, sine of 30. Okay, so cosine of 30 is negative 3 over 2. Sine of 30 is 1/2. All right, so cosine of 510 degrees is negative square root of 3 over 2, and the sine is 1/2. If we go in the negative direction, it'd be the same thing. For this, you would just get the absolute value of that, and that would be your reference angle. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So every non-acute angle you would have to find the reference angle in order to use those trigonometric functions.